In March 2026, a digital mystery unfolded across Singapore. For a 48-hour window, an application called Remember appeared on multiple Asian app stores before vanishing from the internet. The developers left no digital footprint, no company name, no support pages, no external links. Users who downloaded it found a minimalist interface, a pitch-black screen with a single white circle and a button that read View Tomorrow. Software engineer Ethan Lim found the app through a forum post, claiming it showed actual memories from the user's future. Treating it as an AI parlor trick, Ethan downloaded it and pressed the button. The screen flickered with a brief video of his own kitchen. In the clip, his favorite coffee mug slipped from the counter and shattered. The next morning, while answering a phone call, Ethan bumped the counter, and the mug shattered in the exact configuration he had seen the night before. Curiosity often acts as a trap. When a prediction lands with this kind of accuracy, the desire to test it again becomes a nightly compulsion, turning a harmless coincidence into an irresistible invitation to peek at the days ahead. The visions moved quickly from mundane accidents to life-altering events. A few weeks in, the app showed Ethan at his office desk holding a resignation letter. 3 weeks later, a corporate restructuring eliminated his department. He resigned exactly as the app had shown. Same office, same letter, same expression. Users found themselves caught in a determinism paradox. When they tried to avoid a tragedy they had seen, their very efforts to escape often created the circumstances for the event to happen anyway. Online communities formed to share data and search for a way to break the app's predictive power. They charted every variable, yet every attempt to change the future failed. All diverging choices eventually curved back into a single path. The horror of the app was the realization that human agency had been stripped away. Knowing the future didn't provide power, it confirmed that the users were no longer in control of their own lives. At day 30, the app changed. For those who hadn't uninstalled it out of fear, a new interface option appeared, View Further. Ethan pressed the button and saw himself 6 months in the future. He was in a dark room, looking older, staring directly at the camera. This future version of Ethan whispered a warning, "Delete it right now." Ethan tried. He attempted to uninstall the app, factory reset his phone, and even bought a new device. The black icon appeared on every screen he touched. The app then showed the funeral of Ethan's best friend, Marcus. Despite Ethan's frantic warnings for Marcus to stay safe, a drunk driver killed Marcus 3 months later. The funeral took place exactly as the screen had predicted. The app used psychological dread to keep its users engaged. It transformed them from spectators into terrified participants, forced to watch the unavoidable destruction of their own lives. As users reached their 100th consecutive day of usage, they began to disappear. Entire forum accounts went silent, and families reported missing persons who all shared one commonality. They were approaching the day 100 milestone. On day 91, Ethan received a message from an anonymous account stating that these memories did not belong to his natural future. The account vanished before he could ask for clarification. On day 96, Ethan was pulled into the vision. For 30 seconds, he experienced a first-person memory of a cold, moonlit lake. He could smell the air and feel the wind. It wasn't a video anymore. It was reality. His older self called him with a final explanation. The app writes the user's life. Every memory viewed is a command that the physical world must obey. Each time a user views a memory, a new branch is forced into existence. These are rigid realities the user must inhabit. Remember is an automated timeline harvester, splitting lives into thousands of trapped iterations, creating a suffocating web of futures. On day 100, the app opened to a live video feed of Ethan's apartment. The angle came from a ceiling corner where no camera existed. In the center of the frame, the older version of Ethan sat on the couch, waiting. He looked up and told Ethan that he was what happens after day 100. Every user eventually meets these future versions. The app traps thousands of iterations of the same person in an inescapable loop, all of them harvested to maintain the network of timelines. The lights failed. Ethan's phone vibrated violently as the final prompt appeared. Remember everything. Millions of messages from other versions of himself flooded the screen, all begging him to stop. The screen activated, forcing millions of lives into Ethan's mind at once. He saw every possible ending for himself collapsing together. To observe every infinite possibility is to experience the psychological destruction of the self. The mind cannot sustain the weight of a million simultaneous lives. 6 months later, Ethan lived a quiet life. The app was gone. No notifications arrived at midnight, and the future remained a mystery. He believed he had escaped. While riding a train, Ethan saw a woman staring at her phone in terror. On her screen was the black icon with the white circle. Ethan's own phone vibrated with a new notification. It was a vision of himself 1 year in the future, standing in the shadows of thousands of other versions of himself. His future self whispered that they had never found the end of the loop. The loop continues. The app migrates to new users and new devices, waiting for the next person to press View Tomorrow and begin the process again.